I always start my class with the following joke whenever we talk about any relationship-oriented topic. It's about a genie who's walking on the beach, and he comes across a shiny object. He picks it up, and lo and behold, it's a lamp. This fellow goes ahead and rubs the lamp, and out pops a genie. The genie says, "You've got one wish." The guy says, "Don't I get three?" He says, "I've been in there for thousands of years. Give me a break. You got one wish." So the guy thinks and thinks and thinks, and he says, "You know, I've never been to Honolulu. If you could make me a highway from here directly to Honolulu, I'd be forever indebted. That's what I want. That's my wish. Honolulu." Genie said, "What part of thousands of years cooped up in this lamp did you not understand? Have a nice car." Guy thinks again. He says, "You know, to get my relationship right with my spouse has been really tough. I just want a peaceful relationship. I want it to go smoothly. I want things to work." The genie didn't skip a beat. He said, "About that highway, a 2-lane or 4-lane?" Today's day and age, we live in a world of the iPhone, the iPad, the iPod. I just heard about the iVideo, the iMovie, the iPhoto, the iWorld, and the iLife. So today's day and age, we're looking for the iWife and the iHusband. What exactly does it mean, the eyes? It means it's all about yours truly. It's about me. If you take a look at the eyes in general, there's a common denominator between all of them. And that is, you do not have to work in order to utilize any of this technology. It comes easy. And as they advance, it really just means that they made your life a little easier, and you can focus on yourself and not worry about the technology, and you don't have to put the work and effort into the technology. I talk to Siri all the time. She's my best friend. All I have to do is press this button, and Siri gives over full messages. Tell her, etc., 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 and Siri just writes it out. Now the problem is, and I'm sure you find this, if you send emails out this way, you end up often getting into big trouble, right? Because Siri takes the liberty to change words for you, to put the sentences and punctuations in the wrong place that completely distort what it is that you're trying to say. You end up in trouble. That's what happens in a relationship without work. If it's all about you, and you're not willing to put into your spouse, that is a recipe for failure. Utter and complete. "But I love her." How often do you hear that? Every time a student comes and tells me that he met a girl that he loves, I ask him, "What do you love about this wonderful bride of yours?" And he says, she's so intelligent, and she's so funny. She's gorgeous. I said, "You don't love her, you love yourself. You want a beautiful, intelligent girl to entertain you. That's what you're looking for. It's not about her. All those things you described is about you." The whole idea of falling in love in Judaism is a farce. It's falling into lust. You didn't see something or work on the relationship in order to develop that. You happened to bump into her at a club, and you fell for her. It wasn't her midos, her good character, that you fell for, I guarantee you. The I syndrome. It's about me. What I want, what works for me, what happens to fit into my life right now. And that's why it starts to go haywire down the road. When you actually have to put the work in, you then get nervous. Genie would rather make that highway than have you work in that relationship. What ends up happening in those relationships is I start to one-up you and try to one-up you subconsciously. I'll do it purposely, because I think I like you, even though I'm not realizing it's really myself that I like. But I'm constantly trying to one-up you. I actually heard about a couple that claimed they had the perfect relationship. I went and asked them, really, can you tell me, how did you pull this off? Because I haven't yet met somebody that had the perfect relationship, and all those that I did is only because I didn't know them well enough. How did you pull off the perfect relationship? Tell me your secret. So this woman tells me, we made a deal. I told my husband, you're in charge of all the important things, the big things, and I'm in charge of all the little things. You got the big decisions, I get the little decisions, and we shook on it. She says, over time, I explained to him that the big decisions meant world peace, how long the Americans should stay in Iraq, global warming, the little things, where we live, how much money I should be spending on a regular basis, what schools our children go to. Those minor details I'm in charge of. Everything's hunky-dory. It's all about me and trying to sideswipe you, trying to one-up you. The I husband or the I wife. What's vital in every relationship is to truly get to know your spouse. Men and women come from two completely different worlds. And you've got to take the time and put the effort into truly trying to learn the other individual. How often do you hear the women complaining about men falling asleep 2 minutes into the conversation they were having when they were supposed to be in bed schmoozing? Honey, I really want to talk with you. Okay, I'm coming up. And he gets into his PJs and he lays down in bed and and the next morning she says, honey, what's the matter with you? Can't you ever listen? Let me tell you what's going on. Men's minds work in compartments. Women work on supersonic speed and they have no compartments. They're like a computer. So when the woman is laying in bed with her husband, and she says, honey, I'd like to update my kitchen. The husband can handle this. He can handle this. This is okay. He pulls out the file kitchen. I know where kitchen is. I now pull out countertops. I've got to call the countertop guy, Home Depot, for the cabinets. I'm then going to have to go to tile guy. I got this. I have 3 files out right now. 30 seconds into the conversation, we're now on the children somehow and how they're doing in school. Now I have 3 files out and we're talking about my children. Okay, so I stop for a second. I say, the kids, they're not doing that well. Tutors, friends, teachers. There are 6 files out and we're already on to the in-laws. We're only in this conversation for a minute. So the guy just shuts down and goes to sleep. What's amazing is the majority of what's in the man's head. Anybody know? What is the majority of what's in a guy's head? Nothing. And we're okay with that. We are. So when your wife comes up and says, honey, what are you thinking? And you say nothing. And she says, what are you hiding? Honestly, I'm not hiding anything. I was really thinking of nothing that moment. Or better yet, honey, what do you want to do? Nothing. We're content sitting on the couch, watching the game. But our wife thinks it's a conspiracy because you're not looking to grow and build and do something meaningful for society. Oh my gosh, you must be hiding something. No, I'm really not. It's vital and important for couples to really take the time to get to know one another, to truly get to know one another. Not to try to mold the other individual into what you'd like to see, to make a mirror image of the I wife or the I husband. It's helping them grow and being a tremendous asset to who they are. That's what builds relationships. Nietzsche said that we don't love people, we love our version of them. It's so true and sad. But once you know a person and get to know them, you can appreciate them and respect them and learn from them and grow together, and that brings you to the ultimate intimacy, which is laughter. When the Torah describes the ultimate intimacy, it describes Isaac together with Rebekah laughing. What does it mean laughing? What does laughter, a joke, have anything to do with a relationship? You know what the answer is? It comes at you from left field. What is it about a joke that makes it so appealing? You so didn't expect that. That's what makes a great joke. I did not see that coming. You know, they say that a story could be told over once a year. A joke could be told over only once in every 2 years. Otherwise, it's not fresh. A Torah thought can be told over twice a day. But the idea of the joke being told over, it's not a good joke if you know what the punchline's going to be. It's the surprise. It's the wow. That's what makes it exciting. It didn't belong there. That's the amazing quality that bridges intimacy in a relationship. I go to visit the English house, and one of the patients that I visit loves Family Guy. So he's always showing me clips, I don't know if you know Family Guy, of Stewie, who's this little kid in Family Guy. And the first time I was like, oh please, I'm not going to watch a cartoon. He had me crying in laughter. What is it about Stewie that makes him the favorite character of Family Guy? All the t-shirts have Stewie on. Because he's a little kid that talks like an angry, blubberish adult. It's hysterical because you don't expect it. It comes from left field. When a monkey dresses up, it's funny. It's funny. You didn't expect it. A husband and wife coming from two separate worlds, a man and a woman coming from two separate planets and universes, two separate emotional areas, intellectual areas, wired completely differently. For them to come together is funny. But that laughter, if you appreciate and learn to understand one another, is invaluable. And that brings to true intimacy. Intimacy stands for into me you see. You really get to know me. That's the ultimate intimacy. It's funny because 1 + 1 makes 1. And that's a shocker that you weren't expecting. Two complete opposites merging together to make this beautiful one. A blessing to everybody that we develop relationships with our spouses that bring us to true laughter. Getting to know and appreciate how our partner, despite their differences, really completes us and makes us truly happy. Thank you so much for coming.